This is SSPTV News, brought to you by Samsung Productions and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
If you love art, this is a very big week in downtown Hazleton. The details next. Hello everyone, I'm Lisa Sugart sitting in for Ken Cara. You're watching us in high definition on Service Electric Cablevision, channel 513, and in standard definition on channel 13. Stream us on your TV with the free Samsung Productions app and Apple TV and Google Chromecast. Now your headlines from SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker. More students could be walking to school in the city of Hazleton. According to our media partner, the Standard Speaker, approximately 500 students could be classified as walkers at the Heights Terrace Elementary School in Hazleton. The district received grants to rebuild sidewalks and ramps as part of the Safer Routes to School program. And last week, the school board approved posting to advertise for crossing guards in the city of Hazleton. The school board would have to approve any new walking routes. Hazleton Mayor Jeff Cassatt has made his choice for the city's next director of administration. The mayor has chosen Daniel Lynch, the outgoing borough manager for Mahanoy City. The mayor cited Lynch's experience with municipal government, including Mahanoy City's Act 47, distressed municipality status, which Hazleton is now going through. The mayor is expected to present Lynch's name to City Council at tomorrow's meeting. Well, this week is jam-packed with great events in downtown Hazleton. Friday marks the monthly First Friday celebration, which just happens to coincide with a major art event now in its 8th year. Well, the big art event is this week in downtown Hazleton, Thursday through Saturday, AYE 8, that is Art Youth Expo 8. Right here in the downtown. And here to talk with us about it are two of the main people involved in this great event, and that is Gina D'Ignazio, who is one of the founding fathers, I call her, of Art Youth Expo 8, and also Revi Wren, who is a producer of a big event happening this Friday night as part of it, and she's also been involved with the organization for about 3 years. So, Revi, you have a long list of great activities that are happening. Tell us what you have in store for the folks on Friday.
Oh, absolutely. I'm really excited. This being the third time that I helped produce this event, we could refer to it as Voices and Virtue. And so there will be an array of different performances in the form of poetry, song. There's an open mic, so if anybody would like to come, please come on down. Some comedy as well, which is something very new this year. And also some vendors. The Sage Exchange is hosting it, and that would be next to the former Dragonfly Cafe. It's a very beautiful space, so the ambiance itself is very pleasing, but I'm looking forward to a lot of performances. And I have a couple of surprises in store that I haven't told anybody about yet. So
tell us about some of the other events as well that'll be happening in addition to what's going on at the Sage Exchange.
Oh, absolutely. Just to be clear, actually, Friday night's festivities begin at 6. with an opening reception at the Art League. And at 7:30 is when you can come on down to the Sage Exchange. Gotcha. Then the exhibits open on Friday night, so everybody is welcome to come see the gallery at the Art League. And also riddled throughout downtown, there will be art from local artists, any age, and students from West Hazleton and the Castle. So we're really excited to welcome artists and their families, and it would be a really great experience to expose people to the art that's made in their community.
How thrilled are you that this is doing just that? It's bringing all these youngsters in, they're seeing it, and then hopefully they want to get involved so that they can help AYE grow each and every year.
Oh, I'm really thrilled about it, to be honest. This is now a time where I'm able to reflect and see how much the event has even grown since I became involved. And students are really excited. Educators are excited to have their students participate as well. So the momentum just continues to build.
Well, we like that. And this is happening throughout the downtown, not just at the Hazleton Art League or just at the Sage Exchange. There are a variety of businesses that are also involved with this. So Gina, tell us about where the other exhibits will be as well, because they can walk through a variety of businesses and see lots of art.
Oh yeah, we have some artists having displays in Jimmy's Quick Lunch, Frankie's Pizza. Those two have been with us for several years. New this year, we have the Dapper Room. It's a men's clothing store located next door to Jimmy's Quick Lunch. And we're also going to have artwork in the shop too.
So a lot of businesses getting involved in this. This is great. So it actually kicks off this Thursday. We've talked about that already before, but there is a kickoff on Thursday night. We've told you about the events happening Friday. There's even more happening all day Saturday. And Carl described it, Carl Frankel, who's involved, as like a family-friendly event on Saturday. So that's going on like the whole day.
Yes, intergenerational is the new word we like to call it. But Saturday's festivities will start at 1 p.m. and they'll continue to roughly 8. Might be a little some after music activities, but we have a number of things that people can do. There's going to be face painting from 1 to 4 at Shop 2, and that'll be provided by Gigi's Art Life Studio. Michael Delmonico, he has a laser beam photo booth background at Lackawanna College. There's also a mural demonstration workshop with Mary Veronica Sweeney. That'll be in Luzerne County Community College at the Hazleton location on Broad Street. And this is Luzerne County's first year being a venue for us too. And another new venue we have this year is Papaya Queen.
Eddie Kara's favorite.
Yes. She'll be giving out free samples starting at 2 o'clock. Is it 2 to 4? Okay.
Free smoothie samples.
So we're really excited. The very first year we did this, I think we had 4 venues total, and this year we're already up to 14, and there might be a few more rolling in. We're not sure.
All right. Well, for the complete list, you have to go to their website or their Facebook page. But the most important thing is that you come downtown this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Art Youth Expo 8. A lot of hard work and talent has gone into this. Please come down and really take advantage of the wealth of talent that we do have throughout the greater Hazleton area. Well, still ahead, Kent Jackson will take us on another outdoor adventure. And it's Dave Day in sports. Kenny and Dave talk about the Standard Speakers all-area basketball team. This is SSPTV News, your place for 24 hours of your hometown news and information.
This is SSPTV News, brought to you by Samsung Productions and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
An incurable disease that kills deer and elk forced the Pennsylvania Game Commission to quarantine parts of 9 of the state's 67 counties, but inevitably it will spread. The Commission's director likened the disease to a blight that wiped out the state's chestnut trees a century ago. Chronic wasting disease reached Pennsylvania in 2012, and it has entered 23 states and 2 provinces of Canada. By cutting into herds, the disease will change the outdoors for hunters and the businesses that rely on hunting, which adds an estimated $1.4 billion to Pennsylvania's economy. Non-hunters, too, will notice the loss by seeing fewer deer on hikes or fewer elk on sightseeing trips to the county of the same name. The disease causes deer to drool, shake, look emaciated, lose coordination, and fall, but 18 to 24 months can pass before the deer show any of those symptoms. Hunters can find out if a deer they took was infected because the Commission will test the skulls of the deer harvested in any of the quarantined areas. Rules also prohibit hunters from using deer lures made from urine or feeding deer. If chronic wasting disease gets into the soil, it can persist for at least 15 years, and deer, of course, do crowd around each other on commercial deer farms. The disease was traced to deer farms in 3 of the 4 quarantined areas that the Commission has established. Pennsylvania has 860 deer farms with an estimated 23,000 captive deer. They're regulated by the State Department of Agriculture, but there's no way to test the live deer for chronic wasting disease. So far, there's no case of chronic wasting disease spreading to people, but recent studies of monkeys getting the disease after eating contaminated meat raises the threat. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control advises against eating contaminated deer or elk, and the Commission advises against eating any animal that appears ill. That doesn't mean hunters should stop taking deer. Because there's no vaccination or cure, killing deer is the only way to slow the spread of the disease, and the Commission has allowed hunters to take additional doe through a management program in the quarantine areas.
Time now for weather on SSPTV News.
Well, it was a very dreary day in the city of Hazleton. Will things improve? Let's check the latest forecast from the National Weather Service. For tonight, occasional showers with thunderstorms, temperatures rising to 49 degrees. Moving on to the 4-day outlook for Wednesday, showers, possibly a thunderstorm, temperatures rising to nearly 53 degrees early, then dropping off to around 42. The chance of precipitation 100%. New rainfall amounts between 1/10 and 1/4 of an inch, except higher amounts possible in thunderstorms. For Wednesday night, partly cloudy and windy, our low of 25. Thursday, plenty of sunshine, but cooler. Our high only near 37 degrees. Thursday night, there's a chance of snow after 2 a.m. Yes, I said snow. Mostly cloudy with a low around 30. On Friday, chance of rain and snow before 11 a.m. Then rain likely, cloudy skies, a high near 44 degrees. For Friday night, some showers likely, mostly cloudy skies, a low of 22 degrees. Then plenty of sunshine on Saturday, our high getting up to 37, partly cloudy Saturday night with a low around 23 degrees.
Welcome back to Frankie's Pizzeria and Restaurant, here with Lauren Sacco and her mother, one of the owners, Debbie Vito. Thank you guys for having me. Thank you for bringing 2 boxes of your cold pizza here. You know, there's one thing you really don't do in my house with my wife, she'll get mad at you about, is bring her any other cold style pizza than Frankie. She's very passionate. She had like signs up at Fun Fest when you guys were up for best cold pizza in the area. Yeah. Relatively newer. I mean, cold pizza is a historical thing in Hazleton, but you just took to this 6 years ago. What made you want to jump in the game a little bit?
Good question.
What was the history of it?
We kind of gotten sick and tired of seeing things done a little haphazardly. So we kind of took it upon ourselves. We brainstormed for quite some time. This was about prior to the 6 years, 2 years in the making, finding the perfect pan, the perfect combination, the perfect balance of yeast and everything to make it this explosive taste that you're going to taste when you bite into it. We pan it fresh all day, every day. There's no preservatives in this pan of pizza, and this is something we pride ourselves on because, like the cold pizza, everything you taste here is fresh from scratch.
Do you feel the way you're representing Hazleton when you put this out here? Because so many people, when I bring it to a tailgate or that, they're like, oh yeah, cold pizza, that's a Hazleton thing. Do you feel you have to represent the area with every box you're making?
Yeah.
Is there pressure?
Yeah, there's pressure. We don't really do anything with our foot half on the gas. So when we do something, we kind of sit down and brainstorm and go at it full throttle. So that's kind of how we got what is right in front of you today.
Okay, and speaking of what's in front of me right now here, I'm going to eat it because that's what I want to do. But tell me a little bit about what went into, or what do customers say when they come in and try? You said you can even get it hot because it's fresh out of the oven all the time. It doesn't have to be a cold pizza.
Yes. Right. Do you want to tell them a little about the hot, thin tavern you're able to get?
Is that what this is?
This is the cold version, but you're able to get it hot as well.
Yes, you can, it comes in a full pan. We can cut it 9 or 12, it's square. And it's the very same pizza, but it comes in a big pizza box. It comes out fresh and steaming hot.
A lot of people order it with steak and sweet peppers on top as well.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a secret menu item. Now I know how to get your cold pizza, but get it hot, delicious.
That's
it is so
easy
to eat. I don't know what the ingredients are. I'm not good at naming things, olive oil and that, but I'm telling you, a box has gone very, very quickly. I mean, do you guys bring this home, or are you still eating it at home in that?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we do. On many of our trips back and forth to Ocean City, by the time you hit Allentown, the first layer is gone. Yeah. By the time you hit Philly, there's the second. By the time we pull up, everybody will be upset because there's nothing left.
It's funny, when you take it out of the area and you say cold pizza, people are like, they're a little skeptical. Once you get them to try it, they love it.
Can I tell you what I like about it? And again, we're going to keep trying these segments. You're like, Kenny knows nothing about food, news, or sports. What I like about it is sometimes you get pizza and it's too saucy, or it's too doughy, or the cheese is the star. I feel like everything just mixes perfectly. Was that a goal, or am I kind of off in this?
We wouldn't serve you something that we would enjoy ourselves.
It's a good combination of everything. And you can get it here at Frankie's. I mean, all the time, just stop in. Fresh boxes, best way to do it.
And then coming up, as soon as the weather breaks, our Pizza Express will be on the road. So you're able to call in and put your address in, and our gentleman will bring it right to your door, so there's no hassle of even leaving the house. And they literally go door to door with our pizza all throughout the Hazleton area.
Before I devour the rest of this, is there anything else you want to talk about we should know about this pizza?
Get in for a taste. If you haven't tasted it yet, you're missing out.
Everyone try it.
Well, now that your mouth is watering, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but Frankie's Pizzeria and Restaurant on Wyoming Street in Hazleton is closed through April 15th for remodeling. The Vito family looks forward to showing off their new look Monday, April 16th when they reopen. In the meantime, Frankie's is hiring delivery drivers, short order cooks, dishwashers, and prep people. You can apply through Indeed or by calling 579-8500. So again, they'll be back April 16th. Now, hopefully you have the midday winning lottery numbers coming up on your screen very shortly. There they are. The PA midday winning lottery numbers, the pick 252, the pick 3 490, the pick 4 1089, and the pick 5 40023. The wild number is 6. Good luck if you played. Kenny and Dave coming up next.
Time now for sports on SSPTV News.
Spring Sports edition of Dave Day with Dave Seaman, Standard Speaker Sports Editor. I guess it's been spring sports for a few weeks, Dave, or a week or two, but just doesn't feel like it. Let's go back to winter sports, actually. This was a terrible intro for me, but let's go back to winter sports and talk about your all-area basketball team. Big reveal in the Standard Speaker on Sunday. The boys' player of the year, Joffrey Grusin, a.k.a. Jomir Planumic. I like that one much better. 4 players from the Hazleton area basketball team, Josh Samick, Joey Grula, Demir Faison, and Jeff Planutis. And Dave, when you're talking with Steve Stallone in the sports department, what was that discussion like? Was there any separation? Did you try to weigh them out?
You tried to, but it was just impossible. Steve kind of like said that I saw the team for most of the season, so it would be my call. But I had some input from Steve. Steve got the opportunity to see the Cougars over the course of their playoff run too, and he agreed with me. There really wasn't much way to, you look one way and you think, well, he does something better than this guy, and this guy does a little bit better than this guy, and finally it's like, they all stepped up in big games at crucial times, and they all fed off one another, and what they were able to do, not only for their team, but for their, for their school and the community, to get everybody to rally behind them. I just thought they were a driving force for that whole resurgence, and I thought it was fitting to reward all 4 of them.
Dave, a few generations from now, maybe when you're sitting here with someone definitely different, I'm long gone on Dave Day. Think that will ever happen again in Standard Speaker Sports history, where you'll see 4 players like this on one team?
You can never say never. I mean, I've been reminded, and Brian Billick from the 1989 Hazleton High School team reminded me the last time 4 players from one team were on the all-area first team, where his senior year with Jeff Antolik, Brian Billick, Rich Hudock, and Jason Hoppy of the Hazleton High team, the Mountaineer team that was 28-0 and got beaten in the state semifinals or quarterfinals at that time. That was an outstanding team as well. This team came along, and like I said, with 4 players, you just knew something special was going to happen when they started playing a few years ago, and this year it all converged, and it made for a very special season.
What I also liked about the all-area teams, Dave, on Sunday in the Standard Speaker was, in Hazleton area, rightfully so, a lot of headlines end of the season. They were the only team playing for a while after Mono area girls lost, but it reminded me of some of the other great players and performances we've seen this past season. Yeah,
there was no doubt about that. I mean, you look at Tyler Fritz at Marion, had a sensational season. As a sophomore, he stepped up when a lot of seniors graduated this year. They lost a lot of parts from their team that won the district championship, and Tyler stepped up and averaged almost 24 points a game. In any league, that's some solid shooting. You look at him, you look at down at Tamaqua, you had Thad Zuber, who's just been as steady as any player has been over the last few years. His teammate, Lucas Gregoire, was only a sophomore, but he stepped up, and Tamaqua improved its win total from last year, up 5 games, and they got some good days ahead of them as well. And then you look at all the second teamers, and the third team, or what we call our honorable mention. A lot of newspapers don't put honorable mention in, but if a kid's mentioned, to even be considered, why not put his name in the paper, something that you might remember for a long time. MMI too, another team that stepped up. You got to like how Matt Marchetti stepped up when Philip Byreal got hurt early in the season. He made our second team this year. I think there's a lot of good days ahead for the MMI basketball program. And then you look on the girls' side too. You look at Avery Jordan, who had a fantastic year once again as our player of the year, repeat player of the year. That doesn't happen very often. A lot of talented players in this area.
Absolutely. Avery Jordan, all-time leading scorer at a great North Schuylkill program as well. Congratulations to her. And spring sports previews now in the Standard Speaker. You could check them out. Read about Joey Grula on the Hazelton area track and field team. You thought maybe he'd ease into track season, Dave. No. First meet of the season, I think he had 3 first places, 1 second place finish. Let's finish up with the NCAA championship. Dave, I only watched one game in the tournament. I will admit that. It was the national championship. And wow, Villanova, I mean, I was impressed from almost start to finish. Michigan started strong, but Nova from really after that strong start took over.
Not only in that game, but it was a microcosm for the season because Villanova has been the best team all season. I stumbled a little bit in the Big East, but I think the Big East continues to be one of the most underrated conferences in the country. You lose to Creighton or Providence and teams like that. Butler, I believe they lost to. But they hammered Xavier twice. Xavier was a top 5 team most of the season, and this is a well-coached, well-oiled machine, Villanova. I mean, 2 championships in the past 3 seasons. You get to the Final Four, and the team didn't flinch. I mean, they really took apart a really good, solid Kansas team in the semifinals, and then, like you said, a slow start against Michigan, and until they found their way. And it kind of reminded me of the Hazelton area basketball team this year too. The way they spread the wealth, whoever find the hot guy, and it doesn't have to be one guy all the time, lead them scoring. Player of the year, Jalen Brunson scores only 9 points, and you think Villanova would be in trouble. No, they have a guy come off the bench, Dante DiVincenzo, 31 points. Sets a record for a guy coming off a bench in a championship game. He's the most outstanding player. Villanova walks away with another championship. That's just the essence of a great team.
Dave, it's always a pleasure talking with you. Read his work in the Standard Speaker today, I believe, was baseball previews.
Good evening, everyone. Here's today's Talk of the Town. The Women in Science Spring Symposium will be held on Tuesday, April 10th from 8 a.m. until 2 p.m. at Genetti Ballrooms in Hazel Township. You must RSVP for this event by April 4th. To RSVP or for more information, you can call 570-450-6314. And that's today's Talk of the Town. SSPTV News would like to send our sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. George Chippy Sr. of Freeland. Friends may call Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. at the McNulty Funeral Home in Freeland. Jonathan A. Gomez of Weatherly. Funeral is Wednesday at 7 p.m. at the Philip J. Jeffries Funeral Home in Weatherly. Friends may call Wednesday from 5 to 7 p.m. at the funeral home. Mary Margaret Wood Longo of Hazelton. Mass is Saturday at 10 a.m. at Holy Rosary Church in Hazelton. Friends may call Friday from 5 to 8 p.m. at the Joseph B. Conahan Funeral Home in Hazelton. Eileen M. McLovick of Freeland. The McHugh-Wilczek Funeral Home in Freeland will announce their arrangements. Sharon A. Motel of West Hazelton. Mass is Thursday at 10 a.m. at Holy Name of Jesus Parish at Transfiguration Church in West Hazelton. Friends may call Wednesday from 5 to 9 p.m. at the Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home in Hazelton. Antoinette Ruggiero of Hazelton. Mass is Friday at 11 a.m. at Most Precious Blood Church in Hazelton. Friends may call Thursday from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Joseph B. Conahan Funeral Home in Hazelton. And Lorinda J. Uri of Hazelton. Services will be held at the convenience of the family under the Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home in Hazelton. Attention pay-per-view subscribers. If you see your name now on SSPTV News, you can call in and win a free movie from Service Electric Cablevision. Today's winner is Chris Sacco of Shenandoah. Call now and leave a message at 570-455-7267 extension 104 for your free movie.
Thank you for joining us tonight for SSPTV News. Kenny will be back tomorrow and we'll have plenty more news and stories and events to tell you about. Until then, have a great night.
Watch us online anytime at ssptv.com and follow us on Facebook and Twitter.